Good. So, good evening, everybody, and welcome to our Resitters Forum. It's an opportunity to exchange ideas and have a specific resolve towards this new syllabus. And it's good to have this opportunity to interact with our Resitters, something we normally do after the release of the result. And the aim of this interaction is to make sure that colleagues are encouraged to pursue the optimal task of achieving their professional qualification as a chartered accountant. And it's important to make sure that we are able to seek your views and bring clarification to bear on some of the things we have been doing and make sure that everybody understands our programs so that whatever you are registering for, you actually know what you are going in for. So we have already started regular tuition. That was this past week. We started from Monday. We started with introductory lectures, and after the release of the result, that is on Tuesday, we are going to, or we've continued to do our introductory lectures. And this coming Saturday, which is tomorrow, we are still continuing with our introduction lectures, just to make sure that everybody understands the demands of the new syllabus so that we can all move in safely into this new syllabus. So that is basically what we are doing. And hopefully from next week, Monday, we are going to begin the full swing into the new syllabus for our regular tuition. The belief is that we are all not at the same level, especially for those who are resitting, meaning that some have already or have not been able to pass the specific paper from the old syllabus and are willing to understand how to better transition into the new syllabus. And it's very important to make that decision. Some out of panic, most of the time when there's a release in new syllabus, would want to wait and see what the new syllabus offers. But I want to advise you that whenever there's a new syllabus, there's even a greater possibility of passing. Why? Because it's a new area. Everybody is trying to find their level or their footing. And anything that you do currently can put you ahead. I always remember in the November 2019 syllabus, 2024 syllabus, when strategic case study was actually examined for the first time. It was a mammoth outcome after the first diet, obviously, because even though it was the first time, a lot of people didn't know how to apply the understanding of strategic models to a business case. It still came out good, obviously, because some decided to put themselves as a guinea fowl and were able to get it once and for all. So whenever there's a new syllabus, it's not time for you to go and relax and wait and see. No, 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 no. You have to step into the water. Is that okay? If you want to bath, you step into the water. So it's an opportunity for you to give it a shot once more, again, as we have a new syllabus. Never be on the fence thinking that, oh, let me see how it will go. Let me see how. No, no, no. It doesn't work like that. Put yourself together and move in. Exactly. Step into the water. It's a new syllabus. It's an exciting opportunity to pass this professional exam. So for us, what is the advice? Now, for anybody who has already attempted a particular paper in the old syllabus and wanting to transition into the new syllabus, based on our technical expertise on these matters, we recommend that students who have actually scored anything, okay, less than 40 marks should actually go back for regular tuition. We have actually decided that, you know what, this decision is very critical. Why? Because you cannot take things for granted. There's a slim opportunity to pass, and there's also a slim opportunity to fail. So we always want a situation where students are able to reach the revision point, which is that you are in the 40s. So never under any circumstance, you not being in the 40s and want to join a Resitters program or a modular program. Normally we call it our modular program. We encourage you to come back to tuition. Once you are once you haven't crossed the 40 marks, clearly means that your knowledge base is not very strong, and you must move back to tuition and get things or get your understanding of the issues clear before you ever attempt a revision. So I repeat, benchmark for our modular program is for those who have crossed the 40 mark for a specific subject in the old syllabus. If you haven't got that, please just register for regular tuition. And I always advise students not to be motivated by the discount, because our modular program normally has a discount of the regular tuition. So currently our regular tuition goes for an amount of 699 for level 3 and 599 for level 2. And what we have done is to reduce it by 20% for those who are joining our Resitters program, in a way of reducing the burden of having to pay money for a full tuition. I believe it's clear. So we advise that don't be motivated by the fee involved. If you have not crossed the 40 marks, just move back to the tuition program, the regular tuition program, which we have already commenced, and we are going to still continue tomorrow with our introduction lectures, okay? And hopefully from next week, Monday, we are moving into business, looking or going into specific details of the new syllabus for each of the various subjects that we are teaching. I believe it's clear. So that's the benchmark. If you are not in the 40s, don't come near the Resitters program. Go back for regular tuition and be on the safe side. So that is the advice we are giving to all our Resitters. And also for our Resitters program, it is structured in such a way that we are able to solve many questions together. Why not? Because the assumption is that some of the issues have already been clarified in your mind. But somebody may ask, what about some of the new topics? How do we manage that? What about some of the new topics in this new syllabus? Now, we've seen some changes. For example, if you look at corporate reporting, financial reporting, those papers, yes, we have changes, but the fact remains that all the subjects we have, okay, for all the subjects we have, it is only the public sector accounting that has witnessed a major rehash, or I should say a remodeling. I believe it's clear. So for those who are doing PSA, is that okay, or public sector accounting, I'm even going to come stronger that you may have to advise yourself properly for joining a regular tuition, because you realize that most of the things you actually know already in the old syllabus has been moved into other programs, and now your paper is a pure reporting paper, which would need your knowledge on the IPSAS. I believe it's clear. So it is important that for a public sector accounting paper, I would recommend that most of us join the regular tuition to appreciate the dynamics of the change. I'll recommend that, even though we'll still have a modular program, but for public sector, I would highly recommend that if for nothing at all, you should join the regular tuition due to the major changes that has been brought into this particular subject. For the other papers, yes, as I've always said, make the choice. But as I've given, the benchmark is if you are in the 40s, you can make that choice between a regular tuition and what? The modular program. So once you are below 40 marks, just go for your regular tuition. If you are above 40, you can go for the modular. At least it means you have some basic competency to be able to move into the new syllabus and align what you have already known to the new issues that will be popping up. I believe it's clear. And for us, what we are trying to do is that when we are doing the modular, the understanding is that we are going to have a lot of convergence. So there will be a need for us to join the two streams. For example, we have done that severally in the past. So for subjects or topics that are new, which are not in the old syllabus, there will be a joint session between the modular class and the regular class. That is something we are going to do so that we don't duplicate effort. I believe it's clear. So we don't want to duplicate effort. So whatever is in the old syllabus, whatever is in the new syllabus, because the resitters already have an idea of some of the issues in the old syllabus, we would rather have a convergence or a joint class for both the resitters and the regulars to focus on the new areas that are changing. I believe it's clear. Those new areas that are changing, we are going to have a joint class to deal with them for both the regular and the resitter program. So that is one of the advantages we shall have. And you are going to still have access to videos already in our mobile app from the old syllabus, which are still relevant, and with various resources that are already there, you could access them. But moving into this new syllabus, there will be new materials definitely supplied to actually help discuss the new issues in the new syllabus. And therefore, on the basis of that, both the regular and the, as I said, the modular would be able to benefit from those arrangements. I believe it's clear. So that is very, very key. So it's important to make you clear on these issues. If there's any challenge, I will emphasize and go over when we have the question and answer time. So for our flyer, for our modular program officially, this is our flyer for our modular program. You can see that clearly. We are an award-winning tuition provider. So for the benefits for our program, if you can see clearly for the modular program, we have access to previous videos of old syllabus, as well as the weekly meetings. So you'll be given access to the old syllabus, all the videos of the old syllabus, and then obviously the weekly meetings we are going to have, you will still be given access to those videos. Then, as I emphasized from the benefit, you are going to have access to all the relevant updates on the new syllabus. So as I emphasized, we are going to have a joint class. So there will be a joint meeting for both the regular and the modular class. And this time around, based on our agenda to make sure that our students build competency in terms of soft skills, we would again roll out our CB mock exam, which we have tested severally in the old syllabus. We'll make this available to everybody, both our regular tuition as well as our modular student. This time around, the CB will be made available to every student, whether you are doing regular or whether you are doing modular. We are going to do the CB frequently now before we ever even go for our intervention. So it's one of the things we have changed going into this new syllabus. Are we clear? So, and then also there will be TAs that will support us anytime we have a modular program. We have a team of teaching assistants or tutorial team who supports to make the modular program successful. I believe it's clear. So you will definitely have that option where you can seek clarifications from our tutorial team, and that will really be exciting. So for our program in terms of the schedule, strategic case study will normally be on Sundays, 6 p.m. CR will definitely be on Friday, 6 p.m. Auditing, advanced auditing will definitely be on, what do you call it? Saturday at 6 p.m. Whilst advanced taxation, that is one of the papers that has witnessed a change in timing. In the old syllabus, it was actually starting at, we normally had it at, what's the name, Monday, 6 p.m. But this time around, we've moved it to Saturday, 6 a.m. Okay, so if you are a resitter for tax and you want to join the modular program, the time is 6 a.m. on Saturday. For auditing is 6 p.m., while CR is Friday, 6 p.m., and then Sunday for case study, 6 p.m. So as I've emphasized, if you are joining the modular program, always pay attention also to the regular tuition, because as I emphasize, there will be a need for us to have some convergence. So maybe you may be asked to join the regular tuition at certain times based on their schedule. So we may have a joint class. So for strategic case study, if we want to have a convergence, why not? We may ask you to join the regular class. It depends on the day we shall have it. We could use the Monday evenings or the Sunday morning, is that clear? But whatever it is, communication will be put across specifically. For CR, same issue. If there will be a convergence with the regular class, we could look at the Thursday session or the Saturday 6 a.m. session. I believe it's clear. So all these are just to ensure that we are all on the same page. I believe it's clear. Then for level 2 program, there's a slight change to financial reporting, which is now 6 p.m. on Saturday, and then PSA, or having maintained their regular Sunday 6 p.m. Then man accounting Friday 6 p.m. and then financial management Monday 6 p.m. Whilst principles of tax will be having theirs at Sundays 6 p.m. So these are the regular times for the modular class, and it is once a week. But as I emphasize, there will be times that we may ask you to join the regular class to be able to discuss some of the issues in the new syllabus. Very clear? So kindly take note of that. And for the fees, a modular program is always a 20% discount off the regular tuition. So you can see that the fees are a bit lower than the regular tuition. And as I emphasize, I advise students not to be led by the fee level to choose modular when in actual fact, they are not actually at that level. And I emphasize that you can go for modular once you have a mark in the previous diet above 40. I believe it's clear. So never go for modular if you haven't gotten above 40 in the regular program for the previous diet, as I emphasize. And for public sector, as I said, I would encourage you to do the regular tuition. I believe it's clear. So this is the program we have, a citing program for you. And the starting date is next week, Friday. So our modular program will begin next week, Friday, which is the 9th of August. So from the 9th of August, we are rolling out our modular revision or Resitters program. I believe it's clear. So kindly take note of the start date and prepare accordingly. So we are just from the word go having to accept registrations and ensure that you are adequately prepared for it. And then obviously once we meet next week, Friday, we kick off. So CR will be on next week, Thursday, Friday. Saturday will be auditing, case study in the evening. So like that, we just flow with it. I believe it's clear. So that is it. So at this point, I've spoken enough and I would invite questions. I've seen some questions already shared in our Q&A box. Let me deal with them before I allow those who want to ask direct questions to do so. Somebody said, please, can you explain better? I have 2 papers, but one in level 2 and one in level 1. How is the pricing in this? How is the pricing in this regard? So I'm sure if you are doing regular tuition, level 1 has 499, whilst level 2 has 599 for regular tuition. This is a modular revision, which is for Resitters. So kindly note the difference. And we don't have a modular program for level 1. The advice always is that for level 1, you can always sign up to the regular tuition once you are resitting. And if you have a need for a discount, you can reach us. We can give you a discount if you are a resitter for level 1. Is that okay? We can give you a discount to pay a 20% discount once you are resitting, but you can reach out to the secretary to confirm that you were part of us in the previous diet, and then we actually give you that discount. I believe it's clear. So take note of that. So you don't have a modular program for level 1. Okay. So the next question I've seen here is that, can you explain further? I have 2 papers. Okay, I think it's the same question. Okay, is it to do with the, I think, is it to do with the release? The institute has released a flyer regarding our programs in terms of examination fees, and has now changed the policy. If you have seen that, there's a change in policy regarding the number of papers you could select and write. So now, in the past, you have to write all 4 papers in level 3 once you haven't passed any. But this time around, that policy is no more. It has been abolished. So you can decide to write any number of papers you want. But the fee is graduated. So you realize that if you are doing we are going to write 1 paper, it's expensive. If you are going to write 2 papers, it reduces. So the more papers you are writing, the lesser you are going to pay. So more or less using pricing as a differentiator. So you may have to make a choice as to how many papers you want to write. Exactly. So that policy has been revised. So would you recommend modular for somebody who had 45 in CR vis-a-vis the new syllabus? So as I said, and as I emphasize, modular is good for those in the 40s. I believe it's clear. If you are in the 40s from the old syllabus, you can transition safely using the modular program. If you are not in the 40s, just get back to regular tuition so that you can move comfortably. I believe it's clear. So somebody say, have you been able to confirm the commencement of the new exemption policy on management accounting? I don't think so. I don't think there's any new exemption policy on man accounting. For papers like financial reporting, listen carefully, FR, man accounting, PSA, and then FM, mostly exemptions are very strict. So they don't just give it like that, especially those who have done MBA finance. If you've done MBA finance and without accounting, you are likely to get only financial management. You may not get anything beyond financial management. So it's only those who have done MBA accounting and finance who will normally get an exemption of MA, FR, and then FM, and will only write a PSA to cross to the final level. Exactly. So somebody say, on which day did you say the regular class will join? So as I said, for regular class joining modular, or modular joining regular class, or when we are having a joint class, that will be decided based on the subject specific. So like I was giving you an example, our regular class for corporate reporting is usually Thursdays and Saturdays. So if there will be a convergence, we could ask the regular to join the modular on Friday, or we could ask the regular or the modular students to join the regular on Saturday. So there's that flexibility. And one good thing we've done in the past, that's the last sitting, and we are going to do, and which I'm very happy about, is our IFRS competency class. I repeat, our IFRS competency class. So all students who register for financial reporting, corporate reporting, advanced auditing, audit and assurance, and then public sector accounting will be onboarded onto our IFRS competency class. What does that mean? Every Wednesday, all students are made to join a special class where we build competency on the IFRS. And that is going to help everybody, so that those writing all those papers, auditing, advanced audit, corporate reporting, financial reporting, and then public sector, will build capacity on the framework, specifically IFRS. And we've done that in the last sitting, and we're going to do that. It's like, okay, so because my concern always is the IFRS. If you don't have competency for IFRS, you're going to struggle with these papers. So that is why we do that for everybody on our program, and we're going to replicate same for this new syllabus and even do it better. And we are almost going to start almost immediately. Is that okay? So from the coming week, exactly, our IFRS competency class will begin from the 14th. Is that okay? 14th of August, we are beginning our IFRS competency class. 14th of August, every student who is doing corporate reporting, financial reporting, public sector accounting, audit and assurance, and advanced audit would meet every week to discuss the IFRS. I believe it's clear. So take note of that. It's always an exciting opportunity to have that particular session. Somebody say, what day do you have regular tuition for CR? I think I just mentioned that. Okay, so for CR, regular tuition is Thursdays and then Saturdays. Okay, Thursday 6 p.m. and then Saturdays 6:30 a.m. I believe it's clear, so take note of that. So wouldn't it be good to advise PSA students to take the normal class instead of the modular? And that's what I've said. I think I've made that point clear that I'm advising all PSA students to humbly register for the regular class, even though we will still have I've advised all students in public sector to join the regular tuition. I believe it's clear. Even though we will still have the modular class, I will best advise you go for the regular tuition. Why? Because of the massive changes to the paper, so that you can understand the dynamics of this new program and move in comfortably. So please, for public sector, I would advise that. But if you still want to go for modular, we don't have a problem at all. The only thing is that, as I've said, there will be a lot of joint meetings with the regular class to ensure that new topics or new areas are aligned. I believe it's clear. So please take note of that, okay? Then somebody say, would you advise students? Okay, I think the next one. So please, is there any discount for somebody who wants to combine both the regular and the modular? Normally we do that. We do that. So for a student who wants to do both the regular and the modular, yes, why not? We give you a discount. And one of the things we do is that if a student register for both the regular and the modular, we give you the intervention program for free. We normally do that. So if you register for both regular and modular for a specific paper, I repeat, I know students to start getting some miscommunication there. If you are registering or for corporate reporting, both regular class and then also for the modular program, we would normally give you a intervention for free. We do that very, very much. Good. Somebody say, when will Aspire book be ready? We are hoping that our books will be ready from September. We are not willing to put together books for all the programs. We are going to have a targeted approach to that. So we are hoping to have new manuals for specific subjects. Is that okay? But our manuals will be ready, or our book. So hopefully, let's see how it goes. So that is it. So is it necessary to get a new manual before starting class? As I advised, if you have the means, you can buy the manuals. I repeat, if you have the means, you can buy the new manuals. Is that okay? So we can do that. So I got 47 for ME, but I don't want to do regular class because I want to do regular class because I don't want to miss anything. Will I get a discount? I don't want to do modular since it's once a week. So I don't think I'll have an answer to that. But for now, as I emphasize, you can still join the regular and pay the regular fee. Are we together? So let's see. Let's talk about that later. Please, with the regular session, how many hours do we have per session? So our regular classes, we always have a maximum of 3 hours for every regular class. Based on our studies, is that okay? Most people cannot maintain concentration beyond 3 hours. It doesn't work. So normally our lectures are structured in such a way that delivery should be done within 3 hours maximum. Are we together? Once the point is communicated, once understanding is established, there's nothing more to drag. Exactly. So most times our tuition, regular tuition, is always done maximum 3 hours. I believe it's clear. We don't have that kind of arrangement where we have a long session, 5 hours, 7 hours. Even with our intervention program, we even break it down into bits just to make sure that we are able to get our students to keep up the concentration for long hours. Are we clear? So I had said 43 in PSA. Will you advise I take the normal or the regular? As I emphasize, for PSA, if for nothing at all, just go for the regular class so that we take things holistically. And that is what we are doing. And this time around, I'm very much involved in the PSA to make sure that that program is also well delivered. I believe it's clear. So I'll actually be around to support in terms of the IFRS, which is very important because if you remember, when we were discussing the old syllabus, we made it clear that, or when we were discussing this new syllabus, we made it clear that it is an advice for every student to attempt financial reporting before attempting the public sector accounting. So what it means is that your knowledge on IFRS, your knowledge on the preparation of financial statement in financial reporting is still relevant when it comes to the public sector accounting. So that is why I will be playing a major role to support all our public sector students to build capacity on IFRS as well as IFSAS. And you'll definitely see me do that or support in that regard. So somebody said, good evening, I had 44, but I've already registered for normal tuition. Will you advise I move or stick to modular? So what I advise is that for us now, our policy is zero tolerance for swap. I repeat, zero tolerance for swapping. So if you have already chosen tuition, regular tuition, just stick it there. Just stick there. Don't switch. You may not know why you have led yourself to choose that program. I believe it's clear. So don't switch. We have a zero tolerance for switching. If you've already chosen modular or you have already chosen regular tuition, just stick it there because we don't have the time to manage those issues of I want to switch. There's already pressure regarding the registration or onboarding of new people. So please don't come and add to our pressure. We beg you so much. Exactly. So somebody say, can you throw more light on case study as they are now giving us a case 2 weeks earlier? It's the same thing, strategic case study. You are going to receive the pre-sim 2 weeks before the start of the exam. It's the same thing. Nothing has changed in that regard. Exactly. It's when you go to England and Wales, they normally have it more than the 2 weeks. Is that okay? The same with SEMA. SEMA also have it more than 2 weeks. So they have a longer time for the briefing before the exam. We are normally doing 2 weeks, and that is perfect. Somebody say, if you register for tuition and do modular again, I don't think I get that question. So what was the general performance for CR last sitting? I think it's a good time to talk to our students who wrote corporate reporting. Let me speak to you directly. If you are a student who wrote corporate reporting, I'm inviting you to the table. Better sit down well. Now, last sitting, pass rate for corporate reporting was less than 15%. I repeat, last sitting, pass rate for corporate reporting was less than 15%. Not as past performance, I repeat, the national performance for corporate reporting. So what it means is that if you have 10 students, you may struggle to get 2 people passing. Exactly. That's how serious it is. If you have 10 students writing corporate reporting in the last sitting exam, you may struggle to find 2 of them passing. You only get 1 passing. The other one will be like that. He will be in the 40s. I hope you are listening to the trouble we are discussing here. So corporate reporting is getting worse and worse, and is now taking over the spot as the most difficult paper from strategic case study, because case study witnessed a mammoth more than 50% pass rate in the last sitting. So it was a major outcome, a major outbreak for a lot of us. And for us, it's our joy to have a lot of people qualifying, because we had close to about 340 people who qualified on our program under the last year, program. So we have over 340 alumni, those who have qualified as chartered accountants, 340 of them out of the list which was released by the institute. So it means we are doing above 60% of the national average when it comes to those who qualify. And that is serious. I believe you are getting my point there. So for corporate reporting, it's a problem now, because pass rate is getting worse. National average is not looking good. So the point is that last sitting, a lot of students after the exam were excited. Oh, sir, the paper was very good. Things were moderate. It's not that bad, but when the result comes, then it's a shocker. It's like I got this, and when I saw the outcomes for what do you call it, CR, I was surprised myself, even before the release of the result. It's been troubling. It's been troubling me that what is happening, and the question still remains that students are treating corporate reporting like social studies. They don't want to learn the frameworks. They don't want to learn the standards. I believe it's clear, and that is why there's a problem. I must admit that corporate reporting is about speed. You being very fast in the exam, extreme speed under pressure. I believe it's clear. But in addition to that, your knowledge on IFRS is a major thing. If you don't have it, you're going to struggle. And with the introduction of the International Sustainability Board standards, which is S1 and S2, coming in to add up to your problems in corporate reporting, you better sit down well. You better wake up. Corporate reporting is going to be a major debacle going into this new syllabus. It's going to be a headache. So if you don't want it to be a headache, please just wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Whatever is troubling you, that is taking your time and you cannot sit down, better make your priorities. We need to sit down. Get a table and chair and sit down in some corner and start working hard on corporate reporting. So for our students doing corporate reporting, please better humbly return back to tuition. Don't go and sit in some corner and say, I'm going to learn something on my own and then be exciting yourself whilst you are actually trailing. Don't go and, out of pride, excite yourself with some self-preparation. It doesn't work, my brother. You need a genuine revision program to support your preparation. So get yourself out of that quagmire, put yourself together, move back into tuition and get yourself out of this thing. There's no time to over-elaborate. So corporate reporting, if you joke, it's going to be something on your neck. I have a student who is writing this now, going in now for the 8th time. Can you imagine? Can you imagine writing this paper for the 8th time? It is psychologically draining, I must say the least. So please, let's get back to the drawing board. A lot need to happen. A lot need to happen in terms of advising yourself. And when we move into business, I will advise, because you need to have a weekly program that put yourself into a mood of discipline whilst you are joining lectures to keep yourself abreast with relevant changes. It's very important. Very, very important. Exactly. Good. So somebody said, please, did you say that 20% of the fee for students below 40? What we are saying is that if you join the modular program, is a discount of the regular, 20% off the regular fee, which is what we charge for the modular program. You have access to videos of the previous dive and join a weekly discussion or meeting. I've registered for CR and MA, but per the scheduled lectures, both papers are on the same day. Can you help? So CR and MA are on the same date. Why? Because you cannot have every paper on different days. The days are limited. But if you are registering for both, then you may want to take advantage of the videos. And it's something I always recommend because every lecture is recorded. So if you're going to have a challenge joining live, go for the videos to help you to catch up. If you have a question, you always have our lecturers available to answer. I believe it's clear. So good. So is CBE going to be part of the new syllabus? Yes, our CBE platform will be made available to all students moving into this new syllabus. Are we together? And then there's another question. Is there a possible discount for a person who have above 40 who wants to join the regular class? We haven't considered that because it's actually it's going to be a nightmare in terms of technological or operational perspective, but why not going into future, we can look at that. Somebody said, is there a soft copy for strategic case study to be given to us? The old syllabus had soft copies for the strategic case study. It was actually a leak. It was leaked some weeks or months after the manuals were published. But this time around, please, we don't have any soft copies for the manuals. Every manual being sold currently is strictly hard copy. So you better buy the hard copy. There's no soft manual anywhere. So somebody said, please, will the offline option be available? Yes, we'll roll out the offline session very soon. And that one is the program where we actually allow you to watch only videos, no meeting with the lecturer. But if you need to seek clarifications, why not? You could ask our teaching assistant. Is that clear? So the offline program, we want to rehash it and bring it back after the modular program has been launched. Are we together? So somebody says, sir, if you register for tuition, do you register for modular again? Some people do that, and it's not wrong to do that. Registering for both regular tuition and modular is not wrong at all. It puts pressure, it puts you in pressure, it gives you that needed pressure to go through the program. So for example, if you are registering for example, let's say corporate reporting, you are registering for both modular and then the regular. What it means is that you are going to have IFRS competency on Wednesday. You are meeting Thursday for regular tuition. You are going to meet Friday for modular. And then you are going to meet Saturday for regular tuition, meaning that you are going to have 4 meetings per week for corporate reporting. You can imagine the intensity that will bring to your revision. I believe it's clear. So please, with the competency class, I believe is going to be helpful to those who may have passed the mentioned courses. So how do students who have passed courses you mentioned enroll in the competency class, especially with the advent of S1 and S2 on sustainability? We already have a competency course for IPSAS and then a competency course for IFRS. We already have that. And then we also have a competency course on ESG sustainability. So it's a separate program which we are going to launch, and that will happen we are looking at September, October. If not by November, we should have our competency program. So those who have already passed the papers like if you have already moved to the final level and then you still want knowledge on the IPSAS, why not? You can join our IPSAS competency course, which we normally do like our programs we do after the end of the diet. We have what we call the executive training program. We have it for financial modeling, practical accounting, and audit trainee associate. Is that okay? Those are our executive training programs. And we also have competency programs that are treated as executive programs. As I repeat, on IPSAS, on IFRS, and then ESG sustainability. So we have that arrangement. Are we clear? So can you join both regular weekday and weekend? So for our program, for our regular tuition, we had a feedback from the old syllabus where students were saying that when we start lectures, what we normally do is that we repeat the weekday, what has been done on the weekday on the weekend. So going into this syllabus, we have actually going to abandon that agenda. So this weekend will be the only time that we are going to repeat what we have done on the weekday. I believe it's clear. So from next week, whatever is done on the weekday will not be repeated on the weekend. I believe it's clear. So it's going to be a continuation. So it means that our students have to join both sessions, both the weekday and the weekend session for the regular class. I believe it's clear. Good. So somebody said, I want to find out whether there are much changes in the CR. So for CR, the change is that there have been some new IFRS which has been added to CR. For example, IFRS 17, which is on the insurance contract. So please take note of that. And then also the sustainability and ESG issues, integrated reporting has been brought in there. It's a new area. And that is almost about 10 to 15 marks. So those are the major changes, are we clear? Those are the major changes. So please, where can I get the new manuals to buy? So for the new manuals, if you go onto our website now or go into our mobile app, you can have access to our manuals or the ICA manuals to buy. Are we together? So if you go there, you see the manuals, the ICA manuals to buy. Okay, so somebody said we can't wait for our SPA manuals. Yes, they'll be ready, but as I said, from September. Okay. Please, would the old syllabus for corporate reporting book still be relevant? Yes, the old syllabus or manual for corporate reporting for the old syllabus is still relevant because IFRS is still IFRS. most of the standards have remained the same. Please, what is the time for regular class for case study? Now, for regular class for case study, we meet Mondays 6 p.m. and then we also meet Sundays 6 a.m. But what we normally do is that a Sunday session, we normally start from 5 a.m. Listen to that carefully. And we are likely to replicate that for corporate reporting. We normally start early, 5 a.m. we should kick off. And the reason is to make sure that we start early so that our minds are fresh. So for strategic case study, we are likely to begin this next week Sunday at 5 a.m. For this Sunday, we'll do the regular 6 a.m. because it's still introduction. But once we swing into full year, it will start from 5 a.m. And we are likely to do the same for CR also. It's best to start very early in the morning so that we can get the best of your minds. I believe it's clear. So when are you starting regular tuition? Regular class has already started, as I emphasized. We started this week with introduction on the weekday. We are continuing tomorrow with introduction. So if you haven't joined, please do so. Is that clear? So please, I'm just learning that the switching will not be allowed, but I really need the switch. I paid for regular, all right, but mistakenly chose modular. I think that has been made clear. We will not make any changes because it will really be an operational nightmare, okay? Good. So are you saying that international standard 1 and 2 for CR? Yes. The standards, as I emphasize, is S1, S2, which is the sustainability standard, has been put into our corporate reporting paper. I believe it's clear. Please, will the same lecturer handle both tuition and modular class, most especially for MA? So for MA, as I said, there will be convergence. There will be combined class for both the regular and the modular. So you are expected to start joining the regular class if you're a modular student, and then we'll have the modular sessions coming in to support, yes. So for the modular for MA, you will be having Kwame, when there's a convergence, and then for the regular areas, we have our TAs will be supporting with the revision questions, okay? Good. Somebody say, can we get a question bank and manual? Which do you advise? So the manuals are in the app. You can buy them quickly, and it will be delivered to you at a small fee. Good. Somebody said I registered for audit and case study, but the old videos are not showing. Maybe we have to check if possible so that you can get them. It should be there. If it's not there, then we just have to check it and update it. Good. So somebody said, please, has there been much change with the FR? Yes, with FR, slight changes, especially with the conceptual framework, which has now current developments in there. And then also some of the standards from level 3 has been added to the level 2 program. So those are some of the changes we emphasize. So somebody say, why is modular not doing weekdays? That's our if modular is doing weekday, most times it will clash with the regular. So that's why modular is always a weekend program. Somebody said, is the strategic case study old manual still relevant? Yes, you can still use some issues there, but technically there has been a whole revamp. So you may need a new one. Please have it together. So for strategic case study, the new manual is 495 pages. The old manual is 730 something pages. So you can imagine the change. So they've taken out some of the irrelevant issues and they sent it to BMIS, Business Management and Information System, and the new things has been put in there. So strategic case study, you will need the new manual. Even though we will have our manual later, but you can obtain the Institute manual for now. Good. How would the manual reach us if we buy in the app? We have a nationwide delivery arrangement for all the manuals, so please don't bother at all. You can get it anywhere in the country. Once you pay for the manuals in the app, our team will support to get it to you wherever you are. Okay, good. So please, is the regular class going to start at 5 a.m. for CR and SCS? I think I've said that already, yes. We will soon be starting from 5 a.m. for CR and case study. It really helps, I can tell you. Having an early morning session puts your mind on full charge, okay? So that is it. So I think there are some other few questions. Somebody said, please, what time will be the IFRS competency class on Wednesdays? It will normally be at 6 p.m. So what it means is that those doing financial reporting, we are using your lecture time to do the IFRS competency class. So that is how innovative it is. So if you are a financial reporting student, you are technically a member of the IFRS competency class. So there's nothing different. You are just going to have your regular Wednesday class. So please take note of that. Okay, good. So I think on this note, let me just take some few hands who have questions for us, and then we wrap up. So if you have a question, you can raise up your hand and I will ask you to unmute. Okay. Then we have Jerry. Jerry, if you have a question, you can ask.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, Jerry.
Thank you so much for your concern and then your strategy with respect to the strategic case. I had a strategic case, so I'm now struggling with the MA.
Okay.
So I want to find out what are the plus and then the minus with respect to MA, those that have been taken out, and then the topics that have been added, so that I know how to start my surgery as early as possible.
So what we did was that I don't want us to duplicate effort. We had a special meeting on the new syllabus where we discussed all the changes to every paper. So if you need that video, we will still circulate it on all our WhatsApp pages. If you need it specifically, you can ask and I'll send it to you. So
all right.
Kwame, who is our lecturer for man accounting, took up the changes for man accounting, and I took up the changes for the papers I teach. So I was discussing the changes for FR, what do you call it, public sector, corporate reporting, advanced audit and assurance, and strategic case study. And I also dealt with financial accounting, BMIS, and business law. And he dealt with the MA, FM, principles of tax, advanced tax. Exactly. Those were the stream of issues he dealt with. So in that video, you have an explanation to all the changes for the man accounting paper. Okay. So if you don't have, you can go to, if you go to our YouTube channel, you will see there, ICAG News. If you go to our YouTube channel, it's there. Just type Aspire's Overview. ICAG New Syllabus. You will see it there. Aspire Overview. ICAG New Syllabus. You obviously get a copy of that video. Okay. Good.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Jerry, for your question. So we move to the next person, Frederick. Frederick, any question for us?
Okay, sir. Please, I have two questions.
Mm-hmm.
For FR, I didn't get FR, but I want to add one of the level 3. I'm a worker.
Mm-hmm.
Which of the subjects which of the lessons would you advise that I pick?
So what paper do you have in level 2?
Only FR.
So you can add, if you want something to run away with, you can add advanced audit. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
You can add advanced audit, or that, because that would be a bit not too complex for you. And then you use your knowledge on the IFRS to deal with some of the issues that you're going to have in the advanced auditing paper. Because for advanced auditing, I teach that paper. You're going to have knowledge of how to conduct audit of a historical financial statement. So if you don't know the standards, how can you review a financial statement? I believe it's clear. So if you have a paper like FR in level 2 and you want to add something in level 3, audit and assurance could come easily. Advanced audit will come easily. You can also add corporate reporting, but that may increase your pressure.
Okay, last question, please. Last question. If you register for FR regular, is it possible to have access to the modular videos and be solving questions?
That one is not allowed. But what we normally do is that, listen to this also, for FR, I normally give them a special arrangement. So we normally have a meeting Sunday early morning from 5 a.m. And that class, normally we join the modular and the regular class together.
Okay.
So it's a bonus class.
To
solve questions. Yeah, we normally do that. And it's been helpful most of the time. So don't worry at all. I'll sort you out, okay?
Yes,
good. Thank you, Fred.
Very much.
Good. So we have another person. We have Joseph. Joseph, any question? Joseph, any question for me? Then we have Julius Smith. Julius Smith, any question? If Joseph is not ready, we have Nana Konedu.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, Nana Konedu. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Sir, I didn't get to me. I'm even tired. Oh.
Hey, this woman. And this one there, you have to, I have to meet you one-on-one. Let's
Because I don't know why I write and I'm still not getting.
don't worry. Let's talk. For you, I know you very, very much. So let's have a discussion after the class. Okay. You can reach me on Tuesday. Okay. So
Okay, sir. Sir, I wanted to ask. I'll call you, but I want to know. The case study, please. Are there major changes to the point that we can't use the old book? We have to get the new ones.
the problem is that the old manual is 700 and something pages, right? While the new manual is about 490 something.
Yes, sir.
So about 200 page has been
Okay.
taken out. And then the old issues too has
Okay.
new addition. So the manual is clearly a revamp. Are you getting it? It's a whole revamp.
Okay.
So I
Okay,
would
sir.
advise that we get it. If you cannot afford it, just join the class. We'll find a way around it to get you some material for it. Right.
Okay, sir.
Good.
I'll
So
call you tomorrow, God
try
willing.
and call me. Not call me on
Thank
Tuesday.
you.
Call me on
I'll
Tuesday.
call you, sir.
Great. Thank you.
Tuesday. Okay.
Good. So Joseph, any question?
Hello. Yeah. Good evening.
Good evening, Joseph.
Yes. Please. Those of us who work and are not able to find time to join the weekday teachings, what arrangement do you have for us for purely weekend programs?
You see,
maybe Saturday and Sunday.
Joseph, now the world is moving towards extreme flexibility. You understand? There's most of our students who don't even join the lectures. They rely heavily on the videos. I hope you are getting the point. So if, for example, you are a student doing strategic case study, lecture is done on Monday, hopefully by the next day, the video will be made available in the app. So from Tuesday to Friday or Saturday, you just have to make time and download the video and watch it before the weekend. Because you can imagine that every week we are doing 6 hours for strategic case study. Exactly. Now, if you go and do all that 6 hours on a weekend, can you imagine the pressure of taking a 6-hour lecture on Saturday or Sunday? Can you imagine the load of work that you have to comprehend over the weekend? So you get to a point where you have so much information, but you can't even do revision because you have a lot of issues to discuss just within a scope of on a single day, especially if you are combining with other subjects. Are we together? So the advice always is that rely on the videos for the weekday session. You could wake up early in the morning, maybe wake up at 5 or 6 or let's say 4 a.m., download your video, watch it, go over it before you go to the office. So give yourself that flexibility. I hope you are with me. But if you want to carry all your problems onto the weekend is not enough. I must admit, the weekend is not what? It's not enough. So you may have to make time to catch up on a weekday before the weekend. Are we together? We are all working.
So yeah. So please, in my case, for example, I have to write strategic case study and then corporate reporting.
Yeah.
So yeah. So it means that I have to make time for the weekdays, as you said, and okay.
And that is why now, if you look at the start time for our evening lectures, the weekdays, we start from 6 p.m. You understand? With the understanding that by the time you are done with work and all of that, you can join us by 6 p.m. I hope you are getting it. In the past, we were starting a bit earlier and it was inconveniencing a lot of people. But now the weekday class starts from 6 p.m. Exactly, which is a bit close or late for people to join. Even whilst driving home, are we together? You could join, exactly. Or you could possibly get home in the evening, relax, and then download your video and watch before you sleep. Or you wake up early, watch your video before you move to the office. I hope I'm making sense. So you must put yourself in that discipline, because if you want to go and put all the things on the weekend, it's not easy. Exactly. And it's the same lecturer, so we cannot go and be doing weekend intensive, then weekday, weekend. Now it's not going to be easy. That's why we have the two arrangement to make sure that we can meet everybody's expectation. Somebody say, oh, me, I want weekday only. Somebody say, me, I want weekend only. So how do we satisfy that? And we cannot be having meetings only on weekend and then meetings for weekday people, because there are people who also prefer the weekday, and there are people who also prefer the weekend. The only unfortunate thing is that if you are doing weekday only, it will be difficult to finish the syllabus, because weekdays can only give you need about 6 hours per week. And if you are doing weekdays only, it means that we are going to use 2 days. And if you are using 2 days for a single paper, and for example, there are 4 papers in level 3, how do you manage that? So it's very difficult to run level 3, even strictly on weekday. Exactly. If you are running level 3 strictly on weekend, what it means is that you're going to have a crash program. You are going to run about 6 hours or 8 hours every weekend for just a single paper. And that clearly, I think, is too stressful. Exactly. To run a 7-hour lecture on Saturday is quite stressful. So we normally want to break it down in these 3 hours, 3 hours, 3 hours, so that at least we are building up. So that's the approach we adopt. Okay, good. So let me take some few more questions. So thank you for your question. Let me take some few more questions and then we can close. Abraham, any question?
Yes, Sally.
Yes, Abraham.
Maybe, I'm sure you will identify me by the name.
I know who I'm talking to.
Oh, sir. Unfortunately, I'm having to transition to the new syllabus.
It is well.
I have really made an observation. It appears this CR wants to keep me on this program for some time. But
so you need to change approach now.
Yes, I've honestly made an observation. Maybe, I don't know if it has to do with my level of preparedness, but I realize that with the CR, especially with the IFRS and all of those, sometimes the questions we solve in class, it seems that one is a bit easier, because sometimes when we go into the exams, we see very, very complicated situations. Sometimes before you finish thinking, the time is gone and you're already panicking.
Yeah. So do you know why? Do you know something?
Yes. No,
IFRS is IFRS. It doesn't matter the complexity of the question. So what is important is that if you read a question and you identify a particular IFRS, I keep emphasizing, the basic knowledge is still there. You can always put that across. Because by the time you want to now dwell into the complexity, you may miss it. Time is not going to be on your side. So if you read a question and the level of complexity is so high, like some of my colleagues who are examiners will say, students rather write English comprehension for the IFRS solution. They go and write some things which are not even in line with the standard. I hope I'm making sense there. So yes, you cannot solve, like last sitting, one of my students told me that for lease accounting, the examiner can test anything, and lease is broad. I hope we are getting the point. You cannot be able to cover everything under lease accounting. I hope we are getting the point. But even that notwithstanding, if there's a question on lease, the most important thing is to know whose lease are we accounting for? Is it on the part of the leaseor or on the part of the leasee? Are you getting the point? If it's the leasee or leaseor, then at least you know where you are starting from. Then the next question is it a regular lease, which is operating or finance lease, or is it sale and lease back? I hope you're getting the point. Those are some contextual issues you need to have in mind. Are we together? If, for example, you are dealing with lease, am I accounting for this in the book of the leasee or in the book of the leaseor? That's the first technical question to appreciate. Once you overcome that, then you now check the question. Is it a regular lease, is it an operating lease or a finance? Then you must know how to deal with it in the book of either the leasee or the leaseor. Beyond that, there could be complexities like sale and lease back. I hope I'm getting the point. So if you sale and lease back, the question again is, am I accounting for it in the book of the leasee or in the book of the leaseor? I hope you're getting the point. So these are some of the Thematic issues. Once you have this scope clear in mind, the question you can at least attempt it. They didn't say answer it in full. Did you hear this? Attempt it. They didn't say answer it perfectly. Attempt it. Attempt it. But if this technical scope is not there, you may even struggle to attempt after reading the whole question. I hope you read the whole thing and say, hey, where do I start this one from? How do I? Which place should I hold? Should I hold the neck or should I hold the tail? It's like a snake. You don't know where to hold. I hope you are getting a point. But if technical issues are there, if that foundational issues are there, is that okay? You read the question, say, hey, this is a question on Lizo. Is it, am I accounting for it in the book of the Lizzie? Or am I accounting in the book of the Lizo? That's the first question to overcome. The next question is, what type of lease am I dealing with? Is it a regular operating lease or a finance lease? And that means you need to know the difference between operating and finance lease. I believe it's clear. Then now that you know that this is an operating lease or this is a finance lease, then you can now account for it in the book of either the leasee or the leaseor, depending on the question being asked. Then if it's the complex one, which is normally sale and lease back, then the question again is, in whose books are we accounting for? I believe it's clear. So it still always comes back to that. It still always comes back to who are you accounting for? Are you accounting for the leasee or the leaseor? Exactly. And whichever you are accounting for, each of them will have a specific type of lease. It could be operating, it could be finance, or it could be sale and lease back. Once this foundation is clear, you can approach comfortably. Exactly. And for every standard, you need to have confidence. That's why you sometimes need to have a group discussion. Abraham, try and get a colleague that the two of you are discussing thematic issues on each standard. So you have a friend, you call a friend. Maybe if I'm your friend, Abraham, I'm sure the pressure will be too much for you. So if the two of us have a conversation, you say, Charlie, let's discuss IAS 16. So if we are discussing IAS 16, the expectation is that what is the definition of property, plant, and equipment? What is the recognition criteria for IAS 16? Is that okay? Yeah. The subsequent recognition criteria for IAS 16. What are the issues regarding what subsequent expenditure? How do we deal with that? If there's a complex asset, how do we deal with it? If there's overhaul, how do we deal with it? If there's a how do so if your friend is asking you this question, you must be answering it. How do you account? Those are your answer. How, like, have a friend where the two of you can do that. It's like you are playing table tennis. I hope you're getting it. The friend will hit you, you hit the person back. How do you account for this? Like that. And if you do that and your exposition on the standard is strong, it doesn't matter the question, you can attempt it. But for most of us writing the corporate reporting, when they ask you, what are the various type of employment benefit do we have? Somebody will now be struggling. There's short-term employment benefit, there's long-term employment benefit, there's post-employment benefit, and there's what? Termination benefit. So it's not something they ask you and then you are now looking at the evidence to remember. It should come naturally. And how does it come? Having a tete-a-tete with a friend. I hope like having a friend that the two of you are having a banter on the standard. You give it, this one says this, you do that, and the standard should be a normal conversation, not that you are now struggling to remember. It's not that IFRS, Afina, Uber Dream, who they be. The raw knowledge should be there before you can build any complexity. I hope I'm making sense. So that is it. Yes. So I beg you, you need to revamp your approach. Get somebody, a colleague who you are learning together. I hope you are getting the point. You are focusing on the standards together. You pick this one, you pick this one, he picks this one. So he asks you a question, and that should make it easy for you to remember. Exactly.
So in this case, I should join Modular or tuition.
What was your mark in the previous exam?
So I'll put it in the public domain.
So technically means that you are below 40.
Yes, actually for this sitting I had below 40.
That is it. I hope you are seeing the problem now. So just join the regular tuition.
So I should join regular again.
Yes. And I normally call it humility. Do you understand?
So sometimes the regular, respectfully, sometimes when you join the regular, it's like It's repetition.
If it's repetition, let me ask you, after the class, if I ask you the question, can you recite it?
So sometimes I can recite too.
You say you can recite it as well. So don't worry. Don't worry. Let's have a conversation after the class, after this
Okay,
meeting,
sir. Okay,
so that
sir.
we'll see the way forward. Okay, good.
Okay, all
So
right,
I'll
sir.
pick
Thank you.
up some. Thank you, Mr. Abraham. So let me pick up some 2 people and then we can wrap up. Abigail, any question?
Yeah, please. The question I have is just concerning the class.
Okay.
I I really struggle to join this because I was having network issues a lot.
Okay.
I was talking to the one of your assistants in the afternoon concerning the class, how it will be done. Will we always be doing the online?
Yeah. So it's strictly online for now. It's strictly online for now. For those who have challenge with internet, the advice is that just relax. After every 24 hours, the video is available. You can always use it to catch up. I hope you're getting the point. Because sometimes you join the lecture and the internet becomes a problem. You miss out on key issues. I hope you're getting the point. The best time is that when you are done, you can download the video early in the morning. When there is no internet challenge, there's no pressure on the bandwidth, you download the video and then use it to do your own self-study, go over it, appreciate the issues at your own pace. You can repeat, play back the video, even increase the speed and reduce the speed so that you catch up the issues. I hope you are getting the point. If you have questions, you can still join the regular class again on the Zoom and put the question across. But when on the day that your internet is not good, don't stress yourself. Sometimes it can be frustrating. Just drop off. Relax. Once the lecture is done, the video will be shared. You download and go through. Once you have any issues in the next meeting, why not? You can put it across. Is that okay, Abigail?
Yes, please.
Good. So sometimes I know students have that frustration. Hey, my internet is not good. No. Just relax. The kind of technology we have, after the class, the following day, the video is there. So just make sure you watch it before the next meeting so that you are on the same page. Are we clear? That is it. Good. Thank you, Abigail, for your question. Let's pick one more person. Time is actually spent. So, Mr. Yeboah, if you have a question, you can put it up.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Please, you were saying something that you should attempt the question. Is it, will you be penalized if you forget to maybe answer a question that carries 5 marks?
If you don't attempt the question, you wouldn't get any mark for it. Is that it? You won't be penalized. You will not get the mark. Nobody will penalize you.
The CR, I got 44.
44?
And later, I realized that I didn't answer question 4B, that 5 marks.
Is it the theory question or
no? The consolidation.
Oh, no, that shouldn't be a problem. Nobody will penalize you. Nobody will penalize you at all. Because you have attempted question 4, which was on capital reduction. Is that not it?
Yes.
Testing for liquidation position. Then later.
I see. They should have given me that 6 addition.
It is not easy, but I condone with you. You done so well. For you to get 44 in last sitting, it means you are there, Mr. Yeboah. You have done so well because a lot of people didn't do well. So for you to have 44 for corporate reporting, you are an above average student. Okay, take it from me. You are an above average student, and you are likely to go through this sitting. Say amen.
Amen.
Don't depress yourself. You are an above average student. If you are doing 44, you heard it was an Abraham, right? Abraham was not in that range. So you have done so well. And I can tell you, you see, sometimes when we fail, we get depressed. We don't give it the same energy. Is that okay? We don't give it the same commitment. But I'll urge you that the same way you have pushed last sitting, give it the same push again. Exactly. Give it the same push again. Don't decrease the tempo. Because if what you did last sitting gave you 44, it means you need to do the same thing and add some small extra effort to cross the 50. Is that okay?
Thank you, sir.
So I beg you, don't go down with the commitment. I know you can do it, and surely you will do it, okay? Because I was telling somebody that if God says that you are going to qualify in 2024, God didn't say you qualify in July. He didn't say you qualify in March. True of us.
Yes.
It will be in November. So the year is not over yet. Exactly. If this is your year, we still have one more chance to finish it up. I hope you are getting the point. So that is what you should tell yourself. Just tell yourself that the paper you just wrote is like a mock. The July was a mock paper. Now you are going for the real deal in November so that you can finish this year and fulfill the prophecy that you are going to qualify 2024. Say amen.
Amen. Amen.
You see, I'm preaching now.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my brother. So I hope I've put a smile on your face.
Yes, sir.
Good. Abigail, any question?
Sir, it's about the ICAG now. I think the tone of the questions is difficult to understand these days. I'm having that problem. So I don't know whether I can speak to them or I'm the only one having that problem. The exams questions.
Which of the paper?
The case study.
The tone of the paper. Are you saying that?
Like the understanding of the question is becoming difficult. To even know what they're asking for you to even answer. I think I'm having that problem. And I don't know whether I'm the only one or it's a general problem.
If you have that problem, I can normally help with that. I think I did it for somebody. So what I do is that I can give you a requirement for you to tell me what that requirement is about.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that when you are misdirecting your response, then I can bring your mind to bear on some of the technicalities that can help you identify the requirement. Okay. Because you can see a requirement and your assumption is that everybody can understand this requirement, but somebody may be seeing this from another perspective. I hope you are with me. So we can do that and see how it can improve on your understanding. Is that clear?
Okay.
Good. Right. Thank you, Abigail. I'm tempted to take one more person. Emmanuel Amu. Let me hear you quickly. If you are not ready, we have Enam. Enam also. Are you ready, Enam, with your question before I close? Hello, Enam. I think the internet is not strong.
Good evening, Sir Ellie.
Yes, good evening, Enam.
Yes, hello. Yes, please. I want to kindly ask. I've been exempted from FR. I didn't have difficulty with all the other papers. So I wrote corporate reporting. I made 37. But I want to ask, will you advise me to sit in physics very well and maybe apply to the corporate reporting?
Yes, the knowledge for FR is very important for corporate reporting. You understand? And that is why we are doing the IFRS competency class, to make sure that the knowledge from FR, which is the IFRS from FR, is added to the knowledge for corporate reporting. Is that okay? So that is what we normally do. So yes, if you've passed FR before, yes, still join so that we can do a rehab or more like a revision of the technical issues, and then you can add up to it. Okay, good. So I think on that note, I would wrap up for this meeting. Mohammed, any question?
Yes, sir. I've been trying to download the app on my laptop, and I am having difficulty. Sometimes I find it difficult using my phone. Okay. I don't know whether there is
we have a technical team. We have a technical team who can assist you on that. So just request from, you see the numbers on the screen? Okay. Just send us a request that you want to help, or you need a technical help on how to download the videos. Is that okay? And
okay. Not the videos. I want to download the app on my laptop.
Yeah, I understand. So just put that request to me on WhatsApp. I will assign you to somebody who can assist you on that. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Good. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, colleagues, we are done. As a way of a quick overview, is it Mustafa? Mustafa, do you have a question?
Yes, please.
Quickly go ahead, fast.
Okay. Sir, please, I have a PSA to write in level 2.
Okay.
But I want to add a paper, at least a paper from level 3. Yes, please. What paper do you recommend?
You can add audit and assurance. That could be a safe bet.
Okay.
The level 3 program. Audit and assurance, you can have that because why am I saying that? Your knowledge on the standards will help you to carry out reviews on the financial statement. Are we together? So you can see some convergence because they are all papers which are built on frameworks. Public sector users, audit and assurance is the ISA, the International Standards on Auditing, and you need that knowledge also when you have knowledge on the IFRS. So you will not have a problem if you add the audit and assurance to it. Now that people can have the opportunity to add 1 paper, 2 papers based on the new arrangement by the institute, why not? You can always do that now. Exactly. Good.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah, thanks.
Right. Somebody said last sitting, I didn't join the live lecture because of the nature of my work. I relied only on the recorded video and I passed FR. Have you seen that? So that is it. So videos. Just have the discipline and I can tell you, you make it. Is that clear? Somebody said I was exempted from FR. I passed all 3 papers in exception of CR. Will you advise I register for both FR and CR? No, don't register. I think that's Enam's question. Just join the regular CR and you can use the IFRS competency class to catch up. Okay, good. So somebody said, I have PSA, I want to add advanced audit and advanced tax. What do you advise? Yes, you can add advanced audit and advanced tax. If you are somebody who is very strong, you can add advanced audit and CR, but why not? Advanced tax is also fine. And with the advanced audit, why not? Right. So I have FR, CR, and case study. Is it advisable to write all? Looking at the time and the new syllabus, you can attempt it, but it will require some more discipline. Exactly. This time around, we'll be doing regular meetings to discuss the progress of the lectures as often as possible. So maybe you can start with the 2, and then if you can see the pressure is okay, you can later add a case study. So you can register FR and CR to start with. If you are able to appreciate the issues very fast and see the dynamics, then you can add a case study. Okay, good. So somebody said I was exempted from FR. Will you advise I register for both? As I said, just register for the CR regular tuition. We'll add the IFRS competency for you for free. Is that clear? Oh, Mercy says she had 44. Oh, Mercy. Oh, Auntie Mercy. Mercy. 44. Wow. And that's CR, right? So Mercy, you are an above average student. Exactly. You are almost there. So the same advice I gave to Yeboah, please, that advice is for you also, okay? It will really go well. Just keep pushing. This sitting, we are going through. Exactly. As I said, if the prophecy is for you to qualify this year, you have 1 more sitting to do that, which is the November, so that you can end the year and we can chop Christmas together, okay? Somebody say, can you go for remarking? For remarking, I will even advise there's no time for that. You are only worrying yourself. Because if you go for remarking, your solution will be put along with the solution which is recommended by the chief examiner. And you can imagine what that means in terms of your, because most times even the marks we have been given is based on a lot of benevolence. If they put marking scheme along with your solution, my sister, my brother, even your 40 may become 25. So just relax, have all humility and just get back to work and let's cross the mark and go away, okay? Good. So please, if a student is on scholarship, couldn't graduate after 3 years, what will happen to him or her? If your scholarship period is over, you just have to pay, right? I don't think that's a problem. Okay, good. So somebody says, is there a question bank for the new syllabus for PSA and strategic case study? For PSA, the manual is not ready. We don't even have the question bank. For strategic case study, we have the manual. I think the question bank is still not out, but I'll confirm that for you. So please, between MA and FM, which of them, which is the best to do with PSA? If you have already passed FR, then you can add the MA to PSA. That should be fine. Is that okay? That should be fine. So is it possible to write 4 papers in one sitting? If you are not working, it can work. If you are not working, you can do 4 papers. But if you are a working person, 2 papers should be something you can take head on. Exactly. 2 papers is not bad. You can take them and be able to do that. Exactly. Somebody says the corporate reporting question bank out is also not available. Corporate reporting question bank is also not available. The institute will be releasing this. So once they have that, I'll update you exactly. Mohammed also said he has 44 for CR. So the 44 people that they are playing to, Kwayebua said she had 44. What's the name? Messi also said she had 44. And then Mohammed also says he had 44. So maybe we need to have a 44 committee, okay? Those who had 44, we can have a committee meeting and see the way forward. But as I said, last sitting, corporate reporting looked very easy when it was attempted. But when the results started coming, I was wondering, this thing that after the paper we were all okay, that at least the team was not too bad. Then the result came and then, Charlie, it's not looking good. But it's just a learning curve for us. Those of you had a 44, I've told you already, you are above average student. So going into this exam, just take the July as a mock exam, and I can tell you this November, you can cross the 50 perfectly, exactly. So what I'm expecting you is that in this exam, don't aim for 44, aim for 55, exactly. So that even if your hometown people change the 55, it's still 55, okay? Good. So I think on that note, I'll shut down. So this is our modular program, very, very much put together, and we've had an extensive discussion on it. So we are starting from next week. Next week, Friday, we are going to kick off with our modular program. And I'm really excited to have you join the modular program so that we can put in a lot more effort into our qualification. Exactly. So for those who have not watched the videos on the changes to the new syllabus, we did that expose already, subject specific for all of them. Go to our YouTube channel and search for Aspire Overview, ICAG new syllabus. When you search that, you'll see it on our YouTube channel. Take your time and watch the video and appreciate the changes to the new syllabus. And when we meet, you actually be able to have a smooth run. So on that note, on behalf of myself and the team at Aspire, thank you so much for making the time to join us for this modular or our Resitters forum. It's not easy to fail a paper. It's very depressing, but I can tell you for the professional exam is part of it. Failing a paper is part of a professional exam. If you have ever written a professional exam and you never failed a paper, then you didn't enjoy the experience. The experience is going through and having to fail a paper, feeling that that depression and bouncing back is part of the profession. If you have that skill, it can take you far. And I believe most of us who have failed this paper, it is time to get back to business. Let us put in the same effort and an extra effort in addition to what we have done in the previous sitting. Just add something small. Don't move back on your preparation. Don't reduce the quality of the effort you put in the last sitting. Let's give it the same level of quality effort and add something extra to it. And I can tell you, we'll come out successfully. And I hope and I pray that for most of us, it will be a good news with this new syllabus. We are going to enter this new syllabus with massive passes. On that note, thank you all and have a blessed evening. Bye-bye.